My 8th time filming this. I am so done with this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then I hope you won't be too disappointed because today I will be talking about my favorite book boyfriends and girlfriends. This will not be in any particular order except for the first two, so let's get right into it, starting off with my first and most favorite out of all the book boyfriends, and that would have to be Liam from the Darkest Minds series by Alexandra Bracken. If you do not know what the Darkest Minds is about, it is set in a dystopian United States where only kids can contract this really weird disease where they either die or they get these super magical powers, but the government does not like this. They are super scared of them, so they put them in camps where they just don't see the light of day. That's it. And we follow four main characters as they kind of navigate through the government trying to not get caught. I actually watched the Darkest Minds movie adaptation before I read the books, which I don't know if that was a mistake on my part or anything like that, but Liam was in that movie, obviously, and I just fell for him, so I was really curious to see what he was like in the books. I was not disappointed. Liam is a very caring, kind, gentle guy. He made a lot of sacrifices for the kids that are stuck in these camps. He broke out his particular camp with just his magical powers, which are levitation. He can move stuff around with his mind and stuff. When it comes to him being the main love interest in this book, I would have to say that he did not deserve the main character, Ruby. He deserved way better. I don't think I'll ever make a video specifically for the Darkest Minds. However, I will say that Ruby is not my favorite character in it. I think that she deserved to be with just someone else, not Liam. Liam deserves just someone that will, keep up with him and appreciate what he does. The next book boyfriend I have to talk about is Nikolai from the Shadow and Bone trilogy, also King of Scars and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. You see, Nikolai is a king, an actual king. He has some dark sides to him. However, for the most part, he is this very charismatic, charming, quick-witted guy, and we stand him for that. My favorite thing about Nikolai is the fact that he can, have a normal conversation with someone, but somehow make it so, professional in a way. I don't know, he, has a very good way with words, and he's sarcastic and just playful, and I just love that about him. I think I heard Leigh Bardugo say somewhere that Nikolai was her favorite character to write, and honestly I can see why. If you see, all the green tabs represent basically Nikolai talking, so if that's enough of a summary of what Nikolai is like with his words, then the green tabs are where it's at. The next book boyfriend I have to talk about is one that is probably not a great boyfriend actually. If he was someone's boyfriend, I would feel bad for them and I would hate him. And that is none other than Jax from the Caraval series, but specifically Legendary and Finale by Stephanie Garber. Let me just start off with the fact that Jax is a villain in the story. He is the villain love interest kind of, but I love him so much. I don't really have enough time to talk about what Caraval is about, but it's just this game where there's a lot of illusions and you don't really know what's real. But specifically in Legendary and in Finale, this isn't really applicable, so I don't really want to talk about that. But Jax is the Prince of Hearts in this book. He can manipulate people's emotions, through blood transferring. I don't know. I don't really know if that's a good way to start off with describing what his character's like, but that's basically what he is. He is just a manipulator in a way, but magical manipulator. But again, I don't think he's a great person, and I'm going to acknowledge that before I go on to talk about how much I love him. I think he just added a lot of flavor to the Caraval series. And yeah, he's not carrying 99% of the book, but however, in Finale, for that 1%, he was really carrying all of a sudden, and I just really loved him for that. And that went away really quickly, but I appreciated that particular side of him. Read the Caraval series, even if you're not interested, continue to read it just for Jax. My next book boyfriend would have to be Rowan from the Arc of a Scythe series by Neal Shusterman. You might be wondering, if you know anything about the Scythe series, why I'm carrying the Toll instead of the first book, Scythe. This is because one of my friends is borrowing Scythe, so I don't have it with me, but actually, in the Toll, Rowan becomes the actual great book boyfriend that he always was, but it's definitely expressed a little bit more in the Toll. Quick rundown, Scythe is about a dystopian world in which everything is perfect. Only way you can die permanently is through a scythe. These selected individuals who get to kill people, and Rowan becomes a Scythe apprentice in the first book, and he's paired with Citra, who is also a Scythe apprentice. I'm really good at explaining Scythe's plot. Ever since that really great first review I ever did on this channel, which was for Scythe. If you want to watch that, I don't think you should because it was horrible, but if you want to watch that, I'll have that linked in the description. Anyways, Rowan went through a whole ton of stuff throughout the series. He definitely became more morally gray, and that was really scary to watch but I think that he kept, you know, a small part of his heart to caring for Citra, making sure that she was okay because she was going through stuff as well. And during the first book, Scythe, he went through a path of corruption for the longest time. A common complaint with Scythe, though, is that the relationships between people, especially Rowan and Citra, were not well developed, and I can agree with this. I do not think that their romance was properly built up. If you just forget about that and just move on to the toll, I think that they just became power couple. The next book boyfriend I will talk about is from a book that I just read like a couple days ago, and that would be Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. Oh my gosh, this was such a great book. I'm going to be doing a review in that on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. But there is a particular character named Darren DeMarco. He is introduced a little bit later in this book, but he just was a really good love interest in the end. I will elaborate more on this in the review, but yes. He was a great character and a great love interest, and I'm really excited for the sequel to this book, which comes out probably never, because time moves just so slow, in my opinion, when it comes to waiting for something to happen. So whatever When Night Breaks comes out, I will be really excited, and yeah. The next couple of book boyfriends I have are boyfriends to each other, and that would be Jasper Violin from Six of Crows. The reason why I put them in here, even though they're not like people I would want to be my boyfriend, I just think that they're good boyfriends together. So that's all I really have to say. It's a really good contrast between Jasper, who's like the really confident and flirty one, and then Violin, who's like a nerd and just really shy. They're one of my favorite ships of all time, and that's really all I have to say about that. So they're more like an honorable mention, but Jasper and Violin, Wesper, Jylin, is that one? I don't know. Anyways, Jasper and Violin are couple goals, and I will say no more than that. And now we are transitioning into the book Girlfriends, starting off with Nina from Six of Crows. I think Nina was just a really cool, confident character. She was definitely like the really eccentric side of the Six of Crows gang, especially to her love interest Matthias, who was very much the opposite of her. But that's why I loved her so much, and I think her character really came out whenever she was around Matthias, just because of that contrast between him and her. And she made a lot of sacrifices mentally and physically for the team. But yes, moral of the story, Nina is great. We love her. My next book girlfriend is also from Six of Crows, and that would have to be Inej. You see, I love Six of Crows so much, so why not just talk about it more? Inej, personally, I think is only for Kaz. I did not put him on this list because I feel like he goes best with Inej and vice versa. So they're just another couple that I'd like to support. Kaz as a boyfriend to Inej, and Inej as a girlfriend to Kaz. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Inej is cool, and she's just very independent of herself and all those things. The final person that I fell for in this book would have to be 3 books fell. Alright, Talia from Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. Oh yeah, and Six of Crows is by Leigh Bardugo as well. Bye. My final book girlfriend I'm going to talk about is Kalia from Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. I'm really sorry if I am. I'm going to check this podcast that I was listening to with Janella Angeles, see if I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's probably Kalia. I'm just assuming it's going to be Kalia when I listen to that. For the time being, it's going to be Kalia. I am very sorry. But Kalia is a showgirl for this club called the Hellfire House in this book. She's a very captivating performer. She's just so intriguing, and she's just very confident in herself, but she's also a magician, which makes her just the best. But Kalia is a very ambitious character in this book. Throughout the entire story, she is finding her own way throughout the world that she is just now figuring out. She's doing it very, very well because she's a social person, and after reading The Savage Song by Victoria Schwab, I just didn't think I would care for main female characters that were really confident, just because I think that was just mistranslated. Sorry, Kate, but you just were not the best example for that. Kalia redeemed this for me, though. I think that she was just the perfect character that was very independent, but also she had some weaknesses and she was willing to admit them for the most part, at least to herself. I will talk about her and all the other characters in my review that's coming on Saturday. Alright, I actually finished this video. That's really nice. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in that said review of Where Dreams Descend. Oh wait, I have something to show you guys. Since I just finished Where Dreams Descend, I was looking for a book today and I just couldn't find one until I realized that my friend had recommended a book to me, and that would be Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. So I'm really excited to talk about this book maybe later on, but that's all I have to say. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this video.